Okay, great. Okay, I think we're ready to roll, to rumble, as the kids say. Chat room, hang on to your butts, because it begins. Oh, I need that. Oh, the chat room is up. I do have them. Okay. Get my water ready. Treadmill made me a little verklempt.
At least you did it this morning. I didn't do it this morning.
Oh, I had to because I missed yesterday and I was pissed at myself, so I had to. I made myself. And I had a really fun little TV show experience I'll tell you about later.
Oh, cool.
All right, here we go. It begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, stop getting butt injections.
3D print this.
Spielbergo is ready to play.
Carpool lane tricks.
ISIS wants to go to Tashi Station to get some power converters.
Zayn leaves.
You should have done that at the end of that. Therapy Thursday.
Your emails and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Oh, that soup must really hit the spot. It does more than that. Hey, you seen the good news about soup, Sonny? No. Oh, it's in a lot of magazines and newspapers, huh? What the nutritionists are saying, how nutritious soup is. Look what it says in this magazine. Shows what I always knew. Soup is good food. Hey, you better run along and get some hot soup in you, Sonny. You're soaking wet.
Stir up the camels. Soup is good food.
Gluttony's passport.
This is the morning stream. Dave's not here, man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. This is TMS. Is that a fake Apple Watch you have on your wrist? What is that?
What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. What Apple Watch?
I
no, MDM.
I smell fakery.
That's
no.
fake.
Fake,
what?
I tells you.
Fake? What's fake? Fake?
Push a button on there. Let's see it work.
All right. Let's go to.
What is this? This isn't an Apple Watch.
Oh, it's that. See, like it's sure.
This is some kind of bullshit.
Sure.
This is some kind of trickery.
It's a Nano, an iPod Nano 6 that you can get those watch bands for.
I forgot they did that.
Yeah, and I just happened to, my default photo that comes up just happens to be the
amazing
Apple Watch screenshot.
amazing. Of course, Of course, I should have figured that out because
it's a focal watch.
So when they did that when they made those little ones, they don't do that anymore. Obviously,
no.
It seemed like a cool idea at the time, and they just kind of didn't do it.
Cool, yeah, exactly. And I think the reason they moved, because they did kind of move the Nano back to the kind of the longer style iPod, right? I don't even know if they make those anymore, but it was like a large screen, and you could they were probably gonna follow it with an app program, like be able to have apps that you can load in and out on it.
I'm sure they still make that, don't they? Let me check here. Oh yeah, they still do. So what they have now, they got the long one, the longish one, the Nano.
Not this one. That's the.
Yeah.
That's the other long one. The other one actually has the full screen,
Right. It's kind of ugly, honestly. I don't think it's their best design, but it's, it is what it is. It still exists. They still make that. But yeah, the watch thing was this short-lived thing, and I'll bet you that thing came out.
Drawer of former Apple tech. You want to see what else we got here?
Oh my gosh, you're disgusting. Let's see.
Let's see what else we got here. Here's a.
People at home, I can tell you, I'll give you play-by-play. Brian is digging through some stuff.
All right, here is an 80 gigabyte regular iPod.
It's a classic. All right, got it.
A classic. You can have that when you pry it out of my cold dead hands. Here is a, I think this is an iPhone Generation 2, maybe?
Yeah, that looks like Gen 2. Oh, white plastic rounded back.
White plastic rounded back, but just
3G.
In case, here is the black plastic.
Oh, my Lord.
Rounded back version.
All right, so that's 3G, probably 3G and 3GS is my guess, right?
Probably, yeah. Right. Yeah. And then and then an iPhone. This is the one that Tristan cracked, and
it's a 4, right?
I think this is a 4. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a 4.
Yeah.
Short.
The drawer of Apple tech, and then the iPod Shuffle I showed you.
Yeah, a little shuffle there, or not shuffle. Nano.
Sorry, Nano.
That's a cool. Those are the cool Nanos. I dug those things.
Yeah, this was the cool Nano because it had the 16:9 screen. If you did want to watch a little teeny tiny movie on there.
I had the Project Red one or whatever they call it. Not Project Red. What's that called? Something Red.
It was red. Yeah, it's Project. Product red?
Product red, is it? Whatever it is. The one that whenever you wear it, you're like supporting Bono and his glasses or something. What the hell is it for?
Yeah, and you got the brackets because you could only, it's not red unless it's got the brackets around the word red.
Right. But it meant something, right? Like, hey, you're supporting Bono's drug habit.
It was a charity thing.
Oh, a charity thing. Oh, all right. It had nothing to do with Bono.
It didn't benefit Bono. No, it benefited. The U2 style Apple iPod benefited Bono.
Oh, right.
Black and red one.
Well, I knew one of them went to his heroin addiction, and I couldn't remember which one it was. Oh, I'm making that up. He was never addicted to heroin.
Went to his glasses collection.
Well, it was a bloody Sunday. What do you expect? That poor guy's seen a lot of things. So, all right. Hey, hello, everyone. It's TMS, the morning stream. It's Thursday, March 26, 2015. It's good to be here. I'm Scott. That's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Scott.
Guess we've already been talking. Hey, a couple things to get into real quick. Yeah. But before we go too deep, I found an article I had to share here because I wanted to just... I feel like now is the time, and we are the voice. We're going to change the world right now. People are gonna hear this and they're gonna say, Scott and Brian, boy, they speak some raw sense, man.
They're gonna say, I'm gonna change my plans this weekend.
Absolutely, they are. So if your plans were going to get a big illegal butt injection, then we're here to help you.
Remember, it's an illegal butt injection.
Yeah. It's important to make a distinction. Waikesha Reed is this lady we're going to talk about. She's 34 years old. She's a mother. She became obsessed with enhancing her butt. I guess this is a thing people do. They put in big... they
want to look like Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, I just want to throw this out.
Yeah, okay.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm not saying... people come in all shapes and sizes. I have no problem with it. But why? I don't get it.
Some people find it attractive. And some people some people might look at people that we find attractive and say, oh my God, she's way too skinny, or her torso is all weird, or her,
right.
Her neck is too long, her chin isn't pointy enough. Who knows? I mean, it takes all kinds. Are you saying everybody's got their something?
Are you saying illegal torso injections are happening?
Legal torso injections are happening.
Great, I knew it.
They actually do them in the back of the Sports Illustrated
perfect
offices. That's by the dumpster.
It's truly a den of iniquity, that place. So, for whatever reason, people want to do this. Now, I think you should embrace your own butt and be happy with what you got, because they come in all kinds of different sizes. Yours is your own. It is like no one else's. Don't try to be somebody else. All right?
Embrace your butt.
So anyway, it says here, so much so that she liked to do this, that she has gone to black market injections offered at Deep Elam. This place is called Deep Elam, a Dallas-based salon that provides cheap and incredibly dangerous procedures to help women get a bigger butt. But like many illegal butt enhancements, hers ended in tragedy. So here's the deal. On February 18th, she went to the salon for a fourth injection. She's had 4 of these, despite warnings from loved ones who insisted her butt was getting too big. At 7 the next morning, police discovered Reed's lifeless body at the business.
Oh, my God.
Which had been cleaned out. So
her body?
The people who worked there, the whole place had been...
The office had been cleaned out.
The office had been cleaned out. It's terribly written. Very bad.
Reed's lifeless body at the business, which had been cleaned out. This is horrible.
Yeah, Reed's cell phone and purse were also missing. Last week, they issued a warrant arrest for these people that ran the place. Let's see. They're well known for the super quick thing where you're injected with hydrogel and then sealed with super glue. People. 15 to 45 minutes is how long it took, Brian. $300 to $500. Not worth it. Not worth it.
No,
I don't care what you want done to your butt. Don't do it.
It's doubly horrible that this ended in tragedy. Obviously horrible for the fact that someone lost their life because of doing this, but because there's so many things we could say about this that would be in poor taste because somebody died doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
More importantly, somebody passed away, and that's what's horrible. And that is the 99.9% most tragic thing about this story.
Absolutely it is. But the other 1% is this.
0.1%.
Let me give you the 0.1% lesson, and that's this. If you want to, it's your body. You do it to it whatever you like, right? Sure. I can't tell people what to do with their bodies. Absolutely not my place. And you can't tell me not to pick this scab on my arm, which I have right now. You couldn't tell me that.
Don't do it.
Well, you could tell me, but I may not do it. I may still pick it.
Just blow me off and ignore it.
Thanks. I may pick it, and I may eat it, Brian. I may eat it. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. But I knew someone who did when I was growing up, and it brought back that memory, and now I can't eat. But anyway, so the 1% is, if you value your life, though, go to like real professional plastic surgeons and people who inject you with real stuff. And I know it's expensive, and I understand all that, but that is the price you pay for properly done stuff, not this back alley weird crap. So just be careful out there, all right? I mean, I don't know how many people listening to the show right now are considering an illegal butt injection this weekend, but reconsider.
Yeah.
Reconsider also buying a 3D printer. Or not. I don't know. Brian, we need an update. We need an update. What's going on with your 3D printer?
It should be like a printer gate or something like that. We should have like a day 32 printer gate.
Yeah. You could print your own gate. Well, if it worked, you could, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'm happy to report there's a tiny little glimmer of not really even happiness, like a finally. Like this morning I received the return label finally to send this thing back. So received it, right after TMS Tuesday ago, right a week ago Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Got 6-7 prints out of it, and the one of the motors just stopped working, right?
Yeah,
and it took a while. I worked with the support department. I gotta say, the person that I worked with in support, really, really good guy, worked evenings and weekends because, they're still trying to catch up with all this Kickstarter demand. They're like 6 months late on delivering all of their printers. But, and so this guy is doing production during the day, like assembling printers during the day. And then at night, he's helping do tech support. Super, super cool, this guy. However, once we, went back and forth with troubleshooting and testing, and he determined, all right, your printer is going to have to be sent back. That's apparently when everything stopped. Like all communication, all notification of like, all right, going back and forth with the tech support person, that's work. I used to manage a support department at the company I did consulting for a while after I left the company, right? Mm-hmm. And I had a team of 2 or 3 support reps, and I know what you've got to deal with there. Mm-hmm. But once you've determined, oh yeah, that's a problem, you're gonna have to send that back in, and then you don't get anything as far as like, all right, here's a return label, here's what we're promising, and this thing's only got like a 3-month warranty period on it, unless I wanted to pay an additional $100 or whatever, which who knows, at this point I might do, sadly. Might give these people more money, but you'd think that the difficult part would be the tech support and not the let's click a button in our UPS ship administration software and generate a label to send out to this guy. But that took 4 days to get a label, 4 business days to get a label.
Do you get the impression it's like 3 guys, 2 guys, something like that, running the whole joint? And
kind of do. Yeah, I kind of feel like that. Like it's way understaffed. And I'm wondering, they made so much money on that Kickstarter. I'm wondering like what did they do between the time the Kickstarter closed and they had that nice check until they started shipping printers? Were they doing any testing? Were they hiring people to say, wow, we're really going to need some additional staff?
It's funny, I did some asking around about this because, I was talking offline to Will Smith over at tested.com, not the actor, the pale white nerd version. He and I were chatting, and I was saying, my good friend Brian and this and that, and he's dealing with this problem, and just got the printer, and he goes, oh, interesting, I was curious how those were going to turn out. And he's had a ton of experience with these things, and he's built his own 3D printer before. And I said, so that sounds like a Herculean task.
Did he use a 3D printer?
That's my question. Like, how do you freaking do that? You get an army of like small men to come and do it, or what do you do? An army of small men. I don't know what that means. But anyway, he says to me that the only way he would recommend anybody get a printer these days, like right now, because there are some cool things coming down the pipe, and he's keeping his eye on that stuff, but he thinks the way to do it these days is build your own. And that got me to thinking, it doesn't sound like it's that much trouble to build your own. It's a lot like building a PC. If you kind of know what parts to get and where to get them, you can make a functioning 3D printer. And his point was, or at least what occurred to me in this conversation was, maybe that's all this is. You've got a Kickstarter for a bunch of guys who realize anyone can make one. So what we'll do is we'll make one with a nice outer molding, that's got a good finish on it and stuff. But really the guts are assembled guts.
The same guts that you'd get, off
anywhere
the shelf
else.
If you're building your own 3D printer.
Sure, you just get small ones or whatever, and you might have to have some of the stuff manufactured, like the bezels and whatever. But for the most part, I think they may have had a Kickstarter business based around the idea of just doing that for you. A lot like if you don't want to assemble your own PC, you'd go somewhere to buy one.
Sure.
So it's possible that they just got so overwhelmed with so many, orders from the Kickstarter, and all of that money went to just trying to get all the parts in, get it assembled, try to keep the staff low and all that stuff, that they are just over their head.
Yeah,
in this
it certainly could be. Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, it's just such a bummer because the process, whether you're building it yourself or you're having a company build it for you, chances are everybody's getting their parts, their extruder and everything in the same place, right? Their motors, their whatever.
Sure.
So
in theory, and so so you haven't heard. I mean, what's the prognosis? Anything like you don't know?
I don't know, but I got to say, I getting the return label seems like just the tiniest little step on that sidewalk that's going to be a long road to them receiving the printer, me putting my faith in their hands that they're actually going to repair it.
Yeah.
When they've got all this, again, this the production units that they're still getting out. I'm so worried that my printer is going to get a little sticky note put to the side, need repair, and stuck onto one of those assembled Costco shelves in the back.
Oh gosh, I know the ones.
I'm visualizing it, totally visualizing it, and
you're screwed.
And meanwhile, the 3-month warranty for me getting more parts or more problems taken care of just ticks away.
And there you got a half-made freaking Tron cycle that can't do anything.
I know. I've got the wheels.
Let's see him. Hold on.
Tron cycle wheels right here.
Look at him.
Look at that. 2 Tron cycle wheels.
Oh, you could make that girl from Big Hero 6 who shoots those wheels around.
You could. And then this was the base of the Tron cycle, and you can see where things went awry. Like,
that's bad. That's bad. All right. Well, we are, in a way, you're a pioneer. And in other ways, you're being screwed. But one way or the other.
What? I'll keep providing details here, and people have been really cool, like telling me, you should have checked out the Da Vinci printer, or someone said that the Lulzbot.
Lulzbot?
Lulzbot. It sounds like a joke, doesn't it? Like you're getting punked.
Sure. From
But it's a
Roboblox.
company actually in Loveland, Colorado, that make a desktop 3D printer, and I'm looking at theirs. Looks pretty cool. The Da Vinci, I mean, you can get one of those as low as $399 or $349. And I was looking at this other one, also made by Da Vinci. There's one that they make that's got a scanner in it for like $799. So you put your little your Captain Kirk plastic figure in there.
Yeah.
And it goes, boop, 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 and then you take your Captain Kirk out of there and it goes and makes a new Captain Kirk for you. There's your replicator right there.
I like everything you said because of the voice and the fart
So
sounds.
the sounds, yeah.
Well, I hope it pans out. Worst case is I hope they at least will refund your freaking money if it comes to that.
Oh, I don't think they will. That's there have been other people talking in the forums about how they've asked for a refund and basically the Kickstarter thing.
Right. They see that differently, and I get that.
Fine
But
print, yeah. So
that sucks.
no, I think the only thing I can hope for, and kind of like the best and worst case scenario, is that I get this back repaired, and hopefully, I guess that would be the best case scenario.
Yeah. Worst case for you probably is you get it back, and let's say it breaks again, have to send it back. Like you may end up in a loop like that. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Have there been any like mainstream reviews of the thing? Like, is it? I wonder. Let's see.
Just the one you found, and boy, their forums, which I think you even have to have one of these printed to even access their forums, but their forums are filled with people saying, there's great potential in this thing, and I think once you get the software, it's funny that there's this not disconnect, but there's situations where 99% of the issues can be solved with software. Yeah. This thing is really, basically the software tells it where to go and where to move the motor and where to poop out the next string of plastic. So in theory, the better the software is, it doesn't matter, or it matters less how good the printer is.
No, I understand. Sure.
The software itself does 90%.
Yeah, if the components are good and they're well, integrated or whatever, then that should be a no-brainer. But and maybe you're just one of, well, obviously not because you've read other people's experiences, but
yeah,
but
nobody's gotten through the repair stage. It looks like I'm kind of a pioneer as far as getting through the repair process, according to the forums.
Look at you.
Looks like a majority of the issues, or almost all the issues, have been able to be solved via like software updates and things like that.
Well,
But
you're establishing a path for others to now tread.
yeah,
Good job, Brad.
Yeah.
Way to go. You're always
PC
looking out
load letter. What does that mean on this damn printer?
I don't know. What does that mean?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
That's an Office Space reference.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that in too long, actually. Maybe I would have gotten it if I'd have kept up on my damn viewings of that movie. Hey, guys, look at this. Don't look now. It's Stump a Trek Nerd, and it's brought to you by...
This week on Tell It Anyway, Jenny attends the worst party ever. A hitchhiker soothes an unstable driver, and one shy little girl pulls a red flyer wagon full of jokes around the neighborhood. These stories and more on tellitanyway.com.
Nice.
I've subscribed. I've got 2 episodes sitting in my queue in my Downcast or my Overcast player, and I can't wait to listen.
Very nice. Daryl, are you there? Daryl, hello?
Daryl, sing some Horta songs for us, Daryl.
Oh, it's still ringing. He usually picks up before now.
The Horta. Soon we'll be making another run.
Oh, he's not picking up. Very interesting.
The Horta
It says it's in pain, but he
promises
can...
pain for everyone.
All right, I'm going to text Daryl and say, what are you doing? Daryl Skeels. Hey, man. Colin. Whoops. He's not answering. I don't know why. Why would that be? What's going on? I don't understand it. Well, while that's happening, just in case, I'm going to have a phone. Oh, not ringing, he says. So it's definitely ringing, Daryl. Pick up anyway. It is here. Daryl, I don't think you understand how this works. When your phone rings, pick it up. All right, well, maybe, Oh, there he is. Hi, Daryl.
Well, it's about time.
That's strange.
There we go.
Why wasn't it ringing? That's strange. Was it not ringing for real?
Yeah, it was just nothing.
No. Stupid
like nobody
Skype.
was calling.
Skype sucks. What are you going to do? Well, no problem, because you're here. It's Daryl. He's the Trek Nerd. Daryl Skeels is his full name. Goes by the Trek Nerd on the internet. And he's here to answer a hard trivia question about Star Trek. Daryl, man, rough week for Daryl. 3 wrong in a row.
I know. He's off a roll.
It's been, yeah.
Try to make it a perfect week.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get you on a roll today and perfectly nail Thursday. Let's see if that can happen with this question, which I will now pose to you. What episode of The Next Generation does this clip come from? Here you go.
Piece of trash.
All right.
Oh,
Really? Is that?
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Nice and short.
I love that.
The options to answer with are A, Devil's Due, B, Hero Worship, C, Final Mission, or D, Captain's Holiday. So Devil's Due, Hero Worship, Final Mission, or Captain's Holiday. Those are your options. And just for fun, we'll play it one more time, just so you can hear
Piece of trash.
now that you know the names of those potential things. That's going to be a hard one. I don't see any... I got
That's
no...
where he goes around the Enterprise cleaning up, right? He's like, what's this over here on the bridge?
Piece of trash. Do you...
Whose Starbucks cup is this? There's still some latte in here.
You know what you never do see on that show? You never see the cleaning crew. Now that you mention it.
Well, because everybody's so clean, they clean up after themselves.
You think that's what it is?
You also see no restrooms.
Everything gets recycled.
Yep, they never show a shitter. No one's ever shown a bathroom.
You'd think like along every hallway that they walk down, you'd get, quarters, pooper.
Yeah.
Quarters, like you'd go by a little...
Unisex or individual? Let's make a bet here.
Well, they'd probably close, so it's probably like unisex. I don't think they have men's rooms. They would have they'd probably have a couple unisex bathrooms.
Right. That's what it seems to me. And the captain's got to have his own or something on the bridge for the bridge
Oh, well,
crew.
he's got one in his... Oh, he doesn't have one in his ready room. There's no other doors in his ready room.
He just
Well,
peeks.
there's
So
one
if he
on
has
the
to go-
bridge.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, according to this
They
big,
never show it.
I have a big encyclopedia of Star Trek technology or whatever.
Yeah.
And it shows a bathroom just off the bridge there.
Is it like off? So like he's got if you're facing the view screen from the captain's chair, the ready room is to the left. Is the bathroom on the equal position on the right?
Yes, but in the in the drawings that I've seen, Daryl, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like the bathroom should show when they do show the view screen. You should see a clip of a door, but you never do. Huh. But according to the schematics, it's right over there.
So the captain's in his ready room.
Yeah.
Too much Earl Grey tea, hot.
Yeah, it's got to go across the screen.
Right. And he's got to walk across, leave the ready room, walk across the bridge.
Yeah. Well, Riker's like, I'm watching this. This.
We all know where you're going.
Yeah. Captain's got to go, got to go see a guy about a horse.
And then someone goes in after him and...
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
Gosh, dang it. Worf get all pissed in there, wouldn't he? Worf would be all mad. Plus,
no, actually, Worf would be the one you wouldn't want to follow into the bridge.
That's
bathroom.
true. Plus, Worf goes twice because he's got 2 of everything. Isn't that the deal? They've all got double the everything.
That's right. Exactly.
So yeah,
jokes and Brian, folks. Jokes and Brian.
I think it's interesting because I think they could have actually never shown that and just assumed that nobody ever needs to go anytime at all. No one needs to pee in that show because, why not just have the technology to beam everything out of everyone anytime they want? Right. That's what I'd do. Like the future of the beam stuff around technology, I think one of the great things about that will be just beam it out of me. Yeah. Like just beam my pee out.
Until it's off by a fraction of an inch, and there goes your pancreas.
That's a good point, dude. You don't want that, do you?
No, exactly.
Nobody wants that.
That seems like a way too complicated solution to a problem that's not that big.
It's a good point, but just think of all the plumbing and space you could get rid of, and you could save some things. That's all.
And where do you beam it?
You beam it out to space.
To the Packlids?
Yeah, the Packlids. They need it. They like the things that go, that make them go, right?
Right.
Or something like that.
It's got to go somewhere.
They'll find a poo planet, but dude, space is vast. Just put it out in the middle of the Gamma Quadrant somewhere. Big deal.
And you're flying through at warp speed.
Yeah. You wouldn't even notice.
No, thank you. No, thanks.
You're doing warp 10. You're doing warp 5, let's say. It'll just smack the side of the Enterprise. You won't even know it's there. It's fine. And besides, hasn't it been proven that if we do figure out how to do vast distances in space in short amounts of time, it will be about folding space, not necessarily going really fast. So it won't even matter. We'll just fold.
Yeah. Well, and plus you're referring to you're for the most part referring to human poo. What about larger creatures like Gorns and
they'll
crystalline entities?
They gotta work the crystalline entity. They have to figure out their own stuff, man. We are not in charge of their thing. They're gonna have to have their own solution.
All right.
But you're not wrong that there could be a problem. I mean, like 1800s London, people are just crapping in the street, right? I mean, it was bad.
It's the next logical step.
So
street, bathroom, space. I see how the.
But you know what I mean is like I just mean you don't want to end up with a problem. Like I'm not thinking far enough into it. Like maybe it is a problem to fill space with everybody's poo and pee. Or maybe they need a planet. They need to designate a planet, call it the poo planet, and just fill that thing up, and who cares? But then it'll find out, oh no, the creatures we thought were rocks are intelligent beings with families.
That's why the thing that killed Tashiar was so ticked off.
That's right. The plastic bag was on the poo planet, and it had it. All right, Daryl, let's get to your
time here. Crap.
There's no food because we didn't get any, but some's on the way, is my understanding. But Daryl will now do a little segment called Today in Czech History. Hey, how are the Czech Republic? Tell me about the Czech Republic when it was founded. How's it going over there in Eastern Europe?
Hey.
All right, Trek history is what I mean. Go.
Well, back on this day in 1931, there was a little baby named Leonard Nimoy who was born.
Oh. Wow, so he was almost 84 then.
Yeah.
Before he died. Wow. All right, that's pretty cool. Was he born the same name? He didn't change his name in Hollywood? Okay.
That's his actual name.
So many do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They go and they change it. What would be your Hollywood name, Daryl, if you had to change it?
Oh, I don't know. Bananas McGorn.
Bananas McGorn. I like it.
Bananas McGorn.
I could see you headlining a big picture, see? Bananas McGorn. That's amazing. Brian, what would your Hollywood name be? You both have great names, actually. So.
Bananas McGorn is already taken. Brit. Brit with two T's, Britt.
Yeah.
Mecklenson.
Britt Mecklenson.
Britt Mecklenson.
All right. You guys both have good names to start with, so you'd be okay. But I have a terrible name because there's 400 million of me. So I would go from Scott Johnson to Enrique Flambe. That would be my name. So we got Enrique Flambe, Britt, what was it? Mecklenson. And I already forgot Daryl's.
Let's see you mispronounce that one, Leo Laporte.
Yeah. I've known Britt Mecklenson over there for years. He uses a drama. Daryl, what was yours? I forgot.
Bananas McGorn.
Bananas McGorn. All right, so listen, chat room, this was all just a cue for whoever's making GIFs out there. You need to get together and make a big Hollywood movie poster with these 3 people acting in it, and then get that up on the internet right away. Toot sweet. All right, Daryl, what are we doing here? Question. Oh, let's get back to the question.
Do we have to?
We do. We have to. There's no getting around it. It makes me a little sad that a year ago today we did the Leonard Nimoy birthday, but he was still here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Oh, that sucks. Anyway, Daryl, how about this? How about Devil's Due? How about Hero Worship? How about Final Mission? How about Captain's Holiday? And just in case you don't remember it, here's the clip.
Piece of trash.
Okay? Let's see what you can do.
Piece of trash? I thought that was from Sesame Street with Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, maybe.
Does he sing I Love Trash at some point?
I don't think so.
Do you know how much I want to see that documentary about the guy who played Big Bird in Oscar the Grouch? Or it still does play. It looks so good. If you haven't seen the trailer for this documentary, you gotta find it. It looks awesome. It's all about the guy that plays Big Bird and Oscar and a few others. But
does the guy who plays Big Bird, is he the same guy who does the voice for Big Bird, or is that a two-man operation?
Nope, it's a dude. Even though I think Big Bird's supposed to be a ladybird, I think, isn't it? Is Big Bird supposed to be? I don't know either. Now that I think about it, I always assumed as a kid it was a girl. In fact, I thought it was a woman in there, but it's not. It's a dude. And I had, and when I was a kid, I would have had no idea that Big Bird and Oscar were the same voice, or same actor rather. But the documentary for it, and I forgot the name of it, just looks enchanting. I want to see it real bad. Anyway, where were we? Daryl, sorry. Deliberate.
Piece of crap. He didn't call that, or what did he say?
Trash.
That's not what he said.
Trash.
Piece of trash. He didn't say piece of crap.
Piece of crap.
He's talking to the ship's computer.
I would have loved that.
Not good enough, damn it! Not good enough.
That's not the. That's not the. That sounds like the same day though, doesn't it?
It
Like,
does, yeah. Well, he's angry about cleanup crew.
Don't listen to him, Gloria. He's lying.
Holy shit! It's the most embarrassing moment, I think.
Yeah. That accent is not good enough.
Yeah, it is a piece of crap.
Okay, I'm ready to get this wrong.
Okay.
I was originally going to say Captain's Holiday.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
But I don't remember this being said anywhere. And I remember Devil's Due. I don't think it... Piece of what?
Piece of trash, yeah.
Trash.
Piece of trash. It could have been Devil's Due. What could have been any of these?
There are 4 pieces of trash.
I'm going to cross out Devil's Due and Captain's Holiday, even though I think it's one of those. But that's the trick. He's tricking me again.
He's been doing it all week. Why not today, I figure?
And I don't remember it in Hero Worship, and I don't even remember what Final Mission is. So maybe I'll go with that one.
Which one?
Final Mission.
All right, Final Mission. Let's see if that's it. You good? You ready?
No, I'm not ready. Okay.
All right, I'm hitting the thing. Here we go. Let's find out. Is it Final Mission? C. Let's see if you have a perfect week of bad answers. It is Devil's Due.
What? Oh.
Picard is part of a hearing where he's trying to prove that Ardra is not really the devil and is a con artist. That was from yesterday's question as well. Here is that.
The record shows there were a series of initiatives covering everything from atmospheric contaminants to waste disposal.
Did she not even pick up one piece of trash?
Audra had left Ventex 2 before the environmental reforms began.
It is a little because it was like not even his full sentence, was it?
Yeah, it was a piece of it taken out of context.
Yeah, look at that. I like it. I like what
I
he's
have
done
to
with
file a grievance.
it. Okay, well, we'll let the Board of Regents know for the Trek question segment, and I'm sure we can get something worked out. Daryl is the Trek nerd on Twitter. He is also at This Week in Trek at thisweekintrek.com. Give him a hard time on Twitter because this is all good fun. Also at the Grumpy Cast. All right, Daryl, let's play a game of real death or Star Trek something.
Yeah, Star Trek method of death or not.
Okay, go.
Vulcan death grip.
Did anyone ever die from the Vulcan death grip?
Well, it wasn't called the death grip, was it? It was called the Vulcan nerve pinch.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But Vulcan death grip.
Did they invent a Vulcan death grip, or is that just a thing that people have gotten confused with, like G.I. Joe's Kung Fu grip? And
Sure. I'm really torn on this one because it seems like almost like a phaser. There's stun, and then you could kill the dude, right?
Right.
Maybe the
I don't
Vulcans
think there
had
is such a thing as a Vulcan death grip. I think there's the Vulcan nerve pinch.
Yeah.
I think you can set Spock to stun, but you can't set Spock to kill.
Yeah. You can, yeah. No one puts Spock in a corner, is what you're saying. I'll agree with Brian because it seems too easy to say, yeah, I've heard that because I've heard someone say it, but I don't think the show ever said it. So I'm going to agree with Brian.
Well, you have heard it. You have heard it on TOS on the show The Enterprise Incident. Spock says he has given this to Kirk as a ruse to get Kirk from the Romulan ship back to the Enterprise, but there is no such thing as the Vulcan death grip.
Gotcha. So he uses it as a ploy. Like, I've given him the Vulcan death grip. He's dead. We'll get him back to the ship and dispose of him.
But it was just a nerve pinch.
So did we get it wrong then?
No, we got it right.
Oh, we still got it right. Okay.
Nobody died.
Right.
I just
if
figured
we were the Romulans, now the Romulans would say, yeah, you got that one right because Kirk died from the Vulcan death grip.
Except the Romulans call it the Romulan shoulder pad death grip. Right? Because they had those. You remember that? They were terrible.
Yeah, they did.
They were the
big
worst
old
people.
shoulder pads.
Worst people ever.
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
The news brought to you by...
I'm sorry. It's brought to you by this. Last year, my dear coworker Diana lost her life to advanced myeloid leukemia, and I'm reaching out to the Frog Pants family to support her family's efforts in raising $100,000 by June 30th for treatment research. All proceeds go directly to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society with the goal of preventing children like Diana's from losing their mother to this rare form of cancer. Please visit sarah.endscancer.com to donate. We appreciate any amount. That's SERA.ENDS cancer.com to donate.
Oh, F cancer, dude. Steven Spielberg.
Yes.
He's a nice young Jewish...
Spielbergio.
What was that? Spielbergo. Wasn't that what they called it on Simpsons? I think so. Oh, that film festival episode is still a high watermark for that series.
The whole crusty.
Oh my gosh.
I said the loud part quiet, the quiet part loud.
That's the one where there was the crossover episode with The Critic. Back when that was a cartoon. Remember The Critic with John Lovitz?
Right. Well, they had him as a guest. Did it really cross over? Like, was there a Critic episode that had the Simpsons on it?
No,
or was
no,
it
just them. Just having the Critic
It was a special guest appearance by...
Yeah. I want to say it may have launched...
John Lovitz.
It may have... What? John Lovitz is... Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. I've fallen for that joke twice now. That's great. Fool me once, all that. I think it launched The Critic. I think they started with that episode, and then very shortly thereafter, The Critic launched. I think. Wow. And I don't think it was like, oh, he was so funny on there, let's make a show. I think they were making the show anyway. They just saw this opportunity for a crossover.
Kind of leak The Critic early.
I liked The Critic. I did too. I thought it was great. It was not, you know what? Maybe a little before its time. I think it may have done a little better now.
Oh, it probably would. If it was part of the Fox block now with, American Dad and Bob's Burgers and Simpsons and
it was I don't know. It's the thinking man's It was definitely, I don't know, definitely weird and hard to do in the 90s. I think it would have worked better.
But it was great parody. Like, the base of the show was movie parody and loved that.
It was really funny. And I like the guy that was supposed to be, who was... I can't think of his name. The guy who owns CNN and Ted Turner. There was a Ted Turner-like guy on there. That guy was great. He was great.
I forgot about him.
Steven Spielberg, excuse me, young Jewish boy, filmmaker, right out of film school. Just got started. I don't know if you've heard of him, but Steven Spielberg is going to do great things. He's going to be huge. One day, Steven Spielberg will be a name you'll remember. Is directing Ready Player One.
This will finally get him on the map.
Yeah, on the fast track to movie success. Long gestating Ready Player One movie has a director. It is perfectly suited for a story full of 1980s references. Steven Spielberg is going to do it. If this is after he does the Roald Dahl adaptation of the BFG. So is that the Roald Dahl children's story about the big gun that you get in Doom that kills everybody on screen?
Yeah. Wow, Roald Dahl, who knew that he was so ahead of his time with the BFG?
Yeah, the big effing gun is what that stood for. Written by Ernest Cline, Ready Player One, which I still haven't read. I know. I'll read it. Okay.
Read.
I will read it. I just need to.
I really enjoyed it.
Takes place in a dystopian future where everyone jacks into an artificial VR world known as the Oasis. After its creator dies, people discover he's left an elaborate Easter egg inside the world, and whoever finds it is the first to inherit his entire estate. Central to the search is the Easter egg. I don't want to read this whole thing. I'm giving stuff away. Yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of it.
No, it's all in the it's all in the book jacket.
Well, apparently a bunch of this is it's riddled with 1980s references, which is great.
It totally is. TV, movies, video games.
That's awesome. A number of Spielberg films, the filmmaker himself, are all referenced in the book, opening up the opportunity for self-referential film that seems right in line with the source material. So think about that. Like a lot of those references are Spielberg references. Things about Indiana Jones and stuff, E.T. and things like that. Spielberg himself making a movie with references about himself in it.
No kidding. I forgot about that there is a lot of reference to...
I'm going to do the Inception sound. I'm going to do it. Blah. There you go.
Well, and this previously had some more Inception because Will Wheaton is mentioned in the book, and he did the audiobook.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so this Ready Player One is just riddled with inceptionality.
Let's see. I have the sound here. I think the actual.
You
sound.
really?
Yeah. Oh, it's so quiet though. Let's see if it does it right. Here, hold on.
Okay.
Come on. Yeah, it's too quiet. Screw that.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, YouTube. How about you equalize everyone's audio? How about that? Anyways, that's exciting. Let's see. We got another one here.
I can't wait for that. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be great. Hey, you know the Dos Equis guy, the most interesting man in the world guy?
I do. The guy who doesn't always drink beer, but when he does,
he
drinks Dos Equis.
That's what he says. Well, there's a guy who thought he could cheat the carpool lane by riding with that guy. So here's how it went. Police. This is awesome. Pretty good. Police in Washington State recently encountered the most interesting use of a carpool lane. A motorcycle trooper parked alongside Interstate 5 near Tacoma on Monday morning spotted a driver and a rather unusual passenger passing him in the carpool lane. When he stopped the car, he discovered the passenger, quote unquote, was a cardboard cutout of the actor who plays the most interesting man in the world. Jonathan Goldsmith is the actor, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise known as the most interesting man in the world from the Dos Equis commercials. The guy put him there so he could do the fast lane, the carpool lane, and get through there. He's my best friend, says the driver, who got a $124 fine. The Washington State Patrol also Twitter shamed the driver by tweeting a picture with the caption, "I don't always violate the HOV lane law, but when I do, I get a $124 ticket." You know what? Good on them for having a sense of humor, I suppose.
Yeah, no kidding.
Looking at this photo now.
I keep waiting to take...
Whoops. I don't want to play that.
Take the blow-up doll behind me out to, for driving through the HOV lanes and see what happens.
Best part.
At least she's 3D.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
When you're passing the cop and he looks over and sees a sliver of a cardboard cutout.
I know.
It's kind of the giveaway.
But that photo is epic. And the way that guy's smiling like he got caught, that's just amazing.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm busted, but this is damn funny.
Yeah, really good. Congratulations to that guy. Yeah, there's that. Hey, Squarespace. Hey, man, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know. I'm just here to tell you how rad I am. Oh, good. Because Squarespace, or Sparescase, is amazing. Squarespace.com. Let me spell that properly. Squarespace.com. For all your mispronunciation needs. Go there. Give them a free trial. See what you think about Squarespace. I love their tools and their templates. My daughter does her entire photography business portfolio thing with it. And that has been a huge boon to her. She claims that she has way more business as a result. So I've got some personal experience with that, and she's loving it and doing jobs every weekend now. She just had to go invest in a brand new Mark III. What's that camera called? The Mark V? Whatever it is. The Canon, the super nice Canon one. It's like $3,000 or whatever it is. She for just the body. She is doing so much business with her photo work that she had to go spend money on the business and buy a new camera. And that means that somehow she's getting new people. And how's she doing that? Well, of course, word of mouth, but also a great web page she made at squarespace.com. Go use their templates, their tools, sell stuff, whatever you want to do. Use the code MORNING at checkout, and you'll get 10% off after your trial. That's squarespace.com and the code MORNING. All right, Brian.
So both daughters doing photography, right? Because Taylor was big into it.
No, that's who I mean, Taylor. Who did I say?
Oh, Taylor. I'm sorry. I thought you said Carter. Maybe you did, and I just...
Yeah, I don't remember. I think I may have said Carter by accident. They're both those two talented
so damn
little
talented.
turds. I know. Yeah. They need to retire me is what they need to do.
Retire you like a replicant?
Yeah, I want to sleep the rest of my life. I want them to pay for everything. ISIS, you know ISIS? They're the Archer organization. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Nope, not anymore. They're not.
No, these are those crazy bastards over there that are doing terrible things. Anyway, they have overrun the town that inspired Luke Skywalker's home planet. Star Wars fans have been warned to stay far, far away from the Tunisian town that was the inspiration for the Luke Skywalker home of Tatooine due to a threat of being taken hostage by ISIS. So they're threatening anybody around there. We will take you hostage, and they are threatening horrible things done to you if you are taken hostage. And Tunisia, I want to say, is where they filmed this new movie. Even was just filmed.
Oh,
there.
really?
I think
like
so.
That shot you see in the previews of dude in the stormtrooper outfit.
Let's see, Star.
So it really is becoming a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Let's go. It kind of is, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
For reals. I'd rather it be full of guys that go, I don't like you either. I'd rather that.
Right, I didn't realize there really was a town called Tatooine with an O-U-I-N-E instead of an O-O-I-N-E.
Let's see. Oh yeah, you're right. It's called Tattoo. Oh my gosh, you're totally right.
I had no idea. Did they name it that after, or did they?
Oh, I'm sure he used the name and then just respelled it.
I'm gonna call it
Tatooine. Well, that's the same, Mr. Lucas.
Yeah, so, shut up. You're fired. And I'm going to use a few fewer vowels so we can fit it on a T-shirt.
Yeah. Is that? Did you bring my turtleneck? I need to cover up more of my neck. Thank you. Yeah, Star Wars Episode 7, just for the record, is being filmed in Tunisia.
Gosh, I hope they're careful out there then.
Or was filmed. They're done.
Yeah.
Primary filming is done. Anyway, they say stay away and don't come near us, please. And apparently Tunisia's been I don't know why it's become the place where they want to go hang out, but there have been many kidnappings and other threats of terrorism in the area. And scores of tourists go to Tunisia every week. Like, there's lots of Tunisian tourism going on, and ISIS is disrupting all that. You know, they're a real problem. They're bad. They're very bad. And part of what makes them bad, Brian, terrorists are bad in general, okay? This is a different brand.
It is, yeah.
There is an anarchy to it that is kind of jaw-dropping. And I don't know what anyone does about it.
It's horrific. It's, I mean, just seeing the things that they've done and what seems like an inability, like it doesn't seem like there's a, here are our demands or here's what we want kind of thing.
Yeah, they don't even have like I'm sure you could dig around and
manifest somewhere or manifesto.
Yeah, you can find some stuff, but it feels more like Armageddon. Like
it does,
we just want to watch. It's the Joker just wants to watch the world burn. That's how it feels to me. It's I try to make sense of real world problems with fake movie lines. That's how I do it in life.
It's a real movie line.
Sure. Well, yeah. Good point. Good point. Zayn Malik has left One Direction. He has gone.
Oh no!
He has gone another direction, Brian. One Direction announced his departure on Facebook not long after Malik departed from their world tour because of quote unquote stress. He says this, and this is why this life is kind of hard, man. I mean, yeah, the money's great, the girls are great, all the stuff you think is great for like 5 minutes, and then it starts to settle in. He says, I'm leaving because I want to be a normal 22-year-old who is able to relax and have some private time out of the spotlight, Malik said in a statement. I know I have 4 friends for life in Lewis, Liam, Harry, and Niall. The guy's name isn't really Niall, is it? It's not.
Sure it
can't be.
is.
And Zayn isn't really spelled Z-A-Y-N, is it?
Who knows?
You bunch of hippies! And he says, I know that they will continue to be the best band in the world. Oh, I don't know, Zayn. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you might be overreaching there, too.
Yeah. The band says it will continue to record as a foursome and release a fifth album this year, so they will do it without the fabulous fifth member, Zayn Malik. He's
I remember when this happened before. I remember when Jerry Halliwell left the Spice Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And
how did it go from there? How did things fall apart?
One album, and it was not nearly as good. Viva Forever.
That's what I'm saying.
Poorly named.
All right, we got an update here. Boop, 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 boop. Someone on the street. This is from Corinne Lewis, Nertacular showrunner. Corinne Lewis. She says, she has a joint text to you and I. Says, you guys are crazy. She must be listening to the show.
She is.
There is a central repository where all the enterprise plumbing ends up and all the waste is processed back down to its base elements. I don't want to know what they do with those elements, though, i.e. replicators. So Star Trek is recycling all their peep and poop, and you're now going Earl Grey hot with just a hint of wharf poo, right?
Oh.
Yeah, think of that.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I guess I didn't need it to be taken to that level of detail.
Well, if that's what they're doing, like every time Jordy wants a nice hot lasagna, you're getting, 3 days of crew poop. Or croup, they like to call
That's
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Until we get to that starbase and kind of say, can we change this out for something else?
Yeah, would that be okay?
Other materials.
There's a piece of trash. All right. That's going to do it for our news, and we'll now take a break. When we come back, it'll be time with Wendy. We're doing Therapy Thursday. We got a very personal question from someone. We'll try to tackle it the best way we can. And we do have some emails today, so stay tuned for all of that. Brian, give us a break with music.
I will, and I've got a double. I've got 2 emails that are requesting or can be satisfied by the request of one song. First off, Heather J. wrote in, said, hi, singing and birthday. On March 28th, I'll be celebrating my golden birthday. I'm kind of past the point of doing anything extravagant on my birthday. Oh, no, hardly. You're never too old. I must enjoy a day at home doing either nothing at all or anything I want. Fortunately, my birthday this year is on a Saturday, and I won't have to use a vacation day. Unfortunately, it's not a TMS day, so hopefully my request can be played on Thursday or the following Monday. I have no specific request, although I'd love to hear something fun and or novelty. I leave it up to Brian's genius to come up with something awesome. Though show the love, Heather J. Also, Sunglow wrote in and said, hey, Sting and Bono, I'd like to feed our collective 80s nostalgia with a song that's not very good, but certainly catchy. Tarzan Boy fits the bill. Until next time, basking in the show's glow, Sunglow. So, 2 people requesting, and I can satisfy both requests with a cover of Tarzan Boy. This is by Bad Influence featuring Dice, and it's bouncy, it's fun, it's kind of novelty, and happy birthday to Heather J.
I like that idea a lot. So it's Tarzan Boy, everyone.
Tarzan Boy. Originally by Baltimora.
Ooh, Baltimora, eh?
And used to great effect in some old Listerine commercials, if I remember correctly. And I want to say one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, right?
Oh, really? Tarzan
Didn't
Boy?
they feature Tarzan Boy?
Maybe. I think I saw that first one and then never anything else.
Yeah.
So you might be right. Well, let's play it now, see what people think. We'll be right back. Oh, and keep these handy.
Bhutanese passport.
All right, we'll be back in a minute.
There's nothing like getting to
Everything you got on this job.
a bowl of soup. Puts me in a real good mood. There's nothing like getting to the bottom of a bowl of soup.
Campbell's Vegetable Soup. So good and so high in vitamin A, it's more than half your daily requirement.
'Cause at the bottom of it all, soup is good food. Campbell's.
It's the back door for us.
Ladies, we heard you. This is the morning stream.
Okay, we're back. That is my favorite cover of the week.
You love that one?
Freaking love it. There's Tarzan Boy I have a thing for anyway.
Yeah, that's such a great song. Actually, I really have the whole Baltimore Living in the Background album.
Really?
I
Wow.
bought back in the 80s, loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's great. I could listen to it all day. And it's kind of dumb and earwormy and kind of stupid, but it's great. It's just freaking good fun, man. It's like an arcade game. It's like, I don't always need a big, thick 100-hour RPG. Sometimes I need to shoot some shit. And that game is the equivalent of that, or that song, rather. All right. Let's get Wendy in here. Let's do the serious business.
Okay. All right.
No more of this goofing around. This freaking lollygagging goofery. See if we can get her on. All the way from Sweden. Which is, beautiful this time of year, I understand.
By the way, we already have a movie poster for the movie In the Clip Clop featuring Britt Mickelson, Bananas McGorn, and Enrique Flambe.
Oh, no way. Let me see.
It's on the TMS Gifts Twitter feed.
Oh, that's perfect. I am all in. They're about to break the law of podcasting in the Clip Club. What is
I'll
this?
go see that.
What is this from? And why am I shirtless and have tiny shorts on? What's the original
What's
thing?
the original? I don't think we want to know.
You're looking good, Brian.
Thanks. Yeah,
I like
that.
that.
The pants. Yeah, I might need to let those pants out a little bit, but
Britt Mickelson, Bananas McGorn, and Enrique Flambe. Directed by Brian Ebbetson, produced by Michael Phelps, sound by Mr. Scott Fletcher, and Ace Detect Joint. Okay, we're gonna spread that far and wide. Hi, Wendy.
What?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you guys?
Good. Yeah. Hey, look at this.
Yummy
It's time for Wendy. Hi, Wendy.
Hey, you know what you need to do?
What?
Is look up John Henrik,
Doing it-
J-O-N.
doing it now.
The last name.
Go ahead.
Henrik.
Henrik. Got
He
it.
is a Colombian born. He was adopted by Swedes and grew up in the north of Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a musician and he sings like traditional throat
Let's see.
singing.
I think I found
and it's
him. You want-
way better than what you keep playing.
Well, let me. Yes, but this is likely copyrighted. But let me play it here. Let's see what we got here. John Hendrick. It's a song called Daniel's Joke Tagan Shaverny, 2012. 14, sorry. Let's see what he says. Oh, that's a song we know.
Yeah, that's Enigma.
Yeah, why is he doing
Mitt namn är
that?
Jon Henrik Fjällgren och jag bor i Mittedalen. Jag jobbar som renskötare.
Oh, okay, it's just like a documentary thing. It's not a music
yeah.
video.
That's not his song.
Okay.
Anyway, you
how
should
about,
listen to it.
here's
sometime.
one. Here's a real one. Okay, real song. Skip ahead. All right, now compare that. All right, so we got that.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
compare that to, hold on, this other great hit of his right here.
Yummy
I feel pretty good about that one.
Wow.
All right,
It's versatile. So versatile.
He is really. You can't stop the guy. He's just amazing. Wendy is on the phone. She is my sister. She is a therapist, and she comes on Thursdays and does a little segment we call Therapy Thursday, and has since the beginning of this show. A reminder, she'll be at Nerdtacular. We don't exactly know what cool, rad panel we're going to do together, but something's going to happen, and we'll put our heads together and blow everyone's minds with something great at the show. So be there for that. Wendy, how is it? How are you? What's going on?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good.
Great.
I have a little PTSD. If I could share this with everyone,
Go for it.
a little vicarious PTSD. This is what therapists have to be careful of, right? Because you hear pretty hard stuff, and you think, "Oh, I'm just in Sweden having a good time. I shouldn't be listening to hard stuff." And I talked to a Syrian refugee today, and I have this problem where I ask questions
Yeah, yeah.
They get people talking, and he spoke pretty good English, and he told me his whole journey to Sweden.
Yeah.
And I can't get over it. The stuff he went through. Oh my gosh. And this is someone with money and education. Like, that's how bad. I mean, it's
The Syrian thing is a total mess, is it not?
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I said, I always feel like I'm apologizing for America. Like, yeah, I know we got Saddam and we got, but we're not getting Assad. I'm not really sure why. Like I feel like I have to answer to this, And he said something interesting. He's like, America can't do everything. He's like, the other countries around us have to do, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. So
well, it's a good point. It's like if we were in a pinch and Canada and Mexico
ignored us.
Well, or Canada just completely ignored us up in Canada. It's like that would just suck. They just turned Paul Schaefer, Mike Myers. They all just turned their back on us and said no.
Paul Schaefer. There's so many secret Canadians. You don't even know.
Oh, dude, there are so many.
Canadians.
Yeah, we were about to. One of them's about to.
Those are just the ones we know about.
Yeah,
I know.
One of them's about to run for president. What's his name? The one that nobody likes very much.
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz is Canadian born, and I don't think he can.
Really?
His name is not Chad Cruz. It's Ted. Did you say
Cruz.
Chad?
I said Ted.
He said
Ted Cruz.
He said Ted.
Because Chad is a way better Canadian name.
I'm eating a chocolate chip cookie, and I said Chad Cruz.
Do you think a guy could run for president named Chad and have any chance of winning?
President Chad.
It doesn't work.
No, but it's like
the
Gary
hanging
with
Chad
serial
jokes would
killers.
be hilarious.
Oh yeah,
though.
hanging Chads.
Yeah.
Oh wait, now that went dark. Anyway, what?
So let me say this other thing that happened. I was talking to another Syrian. I get in trouble anyway, and we were talking about politics, and I wrote the word corruption on a paper. He didn't know the word.
Yeah.
And he translated it, and his face gets really serious, and he said, "If I said this word out loud at home, I would be killed."
Whoa.
I'm like, oh.
That's brutal, dude.
Yeah. So here's me like feeling so lucky to be an American, feeling so,
Right.
And then this happens. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I know we're supposed to talk about therapy, but let me just talk about
That's all right. This is your therapy. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's my therapy, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Sure.
So if anyone has not seen Welcome to Sweden, you need to watch a few episodes. Okay.
Okay.
Because it's legit. It is exactly what it's like coming here, and it's super funny, right?
All right.
And it's Amy Poehler has produced it. Her brother's in it. Anyway, it's great. Well, there's a scene that I just experienced. So if you've seen this, you'll think this is funny.
All right.
So we're going. I started a new Swedish class Monday. It's a new group, and so everyone went around and said where they were from and their names, and of course.
And remind me, what are you doing there? You're teaching English?
No, I'm learning Swedish.
Oh, it's the other way around. You're learning. Okay.
Yeah. No one needs to be learning English. Right. Trust me. Most everyone knows English. So anyway, they start to go around the room, and people are from Syria and, Africa and different places. And then it gets to this guy. He's from Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
His wife's from Afghanistan. The next guy's from Iraq. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to say I'm from Canada.
You're starting to feel a little
sorry everyone, and and the thing is they love Americans. The ones here are really sweet, and they're like, oh, you're American. They're very excited, but I still feel like I have to apologize.
No,
and I almost said I was Canadian,
but you kind of don't. It's a weird thing. I'm guessing everybody I talk to is like, it flip-flops. It's like, American politics sucks, but pardon me, I gotta go get these my Levi jeans and listen to rap music.
on my iPod.
Culturally speaking, it's like it's weird. The world's weird, man. It's just a weird freaking place. I think we can agree on that part at least. And the Finnish people are see-through. All right, Wendy.
Okay.
Let's get to your thing here. We got an email, and oftentimes we get emails about relationships and stuff, and sometimes it's like they kind of repeat. Like, we'll get 10 emails in a row that are all sort of the same question, which is, why can't I get girls to like me or whatever? Yeah. And I don't diminish that for anyone, but occasionally one of them comes through as a little bit more than that, and I think today is a good example of that. So I'm going to read this to you, and then you're going to tell this person what the hell they're going to do. They're going to be not named. We're going to not use the name of anyone here involved. Dear Scott, Brian, and Wendy, when I was 12, I fell in love with a broody 15-year-old boy who expressed himself through his music. Didn't we all, though?
Yeah, and that's your first mistake.
Yeah. We fell hard for each other, and after a couple of months, he found out that his father was being relocated for a job and could have to move over 300 miles away. Now, before I finish reading this, 12 and 15, that feels like a huge gap when you're 12 and 15. It's not a gap when you're in your 30s, but when you're a 12-year-old girl and that boy's 15, that seems too far apart.
She explains it later
I'll
in the
get
email,
to that
like at the bottom.
But I just
So
want that
think-
impression to be out there because that's the first thing that hit me was like, whoa, I remember being 15 and that'd be weird. All right, here we go. Let's continue on. We were devastated because they had to move. He let me know before he left, and it impacted me so much that I possibly saved him from taking his own life. Oh, one of these deals. Very broody. Over the years, we tried to keep up the flame and keep the flame alive, but after multiple attempts, we eventually broke up for good. We went on to our new relationships, but still visited each other as friends. We both agreed that we would always be special to each other as we were our first loves. Fast forward to today. I am in my mid-20s. I am married. I have a toddler. He went on to be in a few bands and married a great woman he met in the military. I'm very happy for him. However, throughout all of these years, he has never left the corners of my mind. I dream about him constantly. I was wondering if I'm on his mind in the same way. He is so ingrained in my mind, I fear I may say his name instead of my husband's one day. The strange thing is that I don't even think we're compatible in any way anymore. And if I just met him today, I wouldn't even like him. His views are drastically opposed from mine. My question is this. Is there a way to train my subconscious to let him go? I know we will never be together again, but my soul won't close that chapter. My thoughts trickle back to entertain. Sounds like food you would eat in Sweden. I'll have a little trinkle, please. Back to entertaining the fairy tale that ended. I understand it's unhealthy for my marriage, and I want to shake it. Thank you. There's a little bit of background here. It says I'm very introverted and sensitive. I also have religious beliefs as well as my whole family. I feel like I physically matured very early. I had breasts in 3rd grade and was teased throughout school for my hairy arms and sideburns. When I am committed to something, I get very emotionally involved. So there's a little background on him.
Okay. So that's the mature at age 9.
Yeah, that's
8.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So by 12, she's ready to go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Ready to go.
Hey-o.
Except for the sideburns. I missed that part. She had sideburns. Dang.
Yeah, right.
Rough. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy.
So, okay. So let me put you two on the spot.
Go.
And hope your wives aren't listening.
They
now,
don't.
Think about your first love.
Mm.
And right now, in your old midsection 40s. Yeah, Can you feel anything, even if it's, it doesn't have to be lust or anything, but do you feel anything when you just think about your first love?
Yes.
And I want everyone in the audience to also do this.
Yes. So her name was Amy, and it was high school for me. It was early high school, probably. I guess I was probably a junior, so I guess mid high school.
You were a broody 17-year-old.
I was pretty broody, pretty broody. I wasn't in a band, and I never threatened suicide, but I was pretty broody at that time.
You were making claymation movies.
Yeah, I was making little Star Wars movies. It was ridiculous.
Sorry.
No, look, once a nerd, always a nerd. I'll admit it. I'll own it. I would stay home sick from school to make claymation movies with my dad's camera. That's how lame I was. But anyway,
okay.
She was. I thought she was amazing and awesome, and occasionally it'll come up and I'll just have a little nostalgia for that time. It's more about the time though, and like the friends and the prom and the stuff and the whatever. And part of it with her was that she was incredibly unobtainable because her parents didn't like me. And
why?
Because they thought I was a nerd with no hope.
You had paint splattered sweats.
I did. They thought I was just a little loopy, and because I wasn't planning to be a dentist or a doctor or something, that wasn't enough for them.
You were scary.
Yeah. So they didn't like that. But she liked me, and it was the best we could. We were kind of girlfriend boyfriend for a while, and then that sort of ended. And I just always have a little melancholy about it. But I never once does it come into my head that, oh man, I wish that would have worked out, or oh wow, I wish I could run into her again. Like I don't even care now.
Or even, I wonder if she still thinks about me or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
I don't. None of that. None of that for me. So Brian, where's your head? Who's your lady?
Yeah, Brian.
Similar.
What's her name?
Well, similar situation. Her name. We'll call her. I know she listens to the show, so we're gonna call her. We're gonna call her Shmeo.
Okay, Shmeo.
Shmeo.
Okay.
Or Shmeri Shmai.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
So
I'm
settled.
playing off a joke that Cleo said in the chat room. No, there's and it's funny because this is something that that throughout college and even early marriage, there was still kind of the lingering thought, not really carrying a torch for, but the lingering thought, and it's something that I eventually just came to realize that it was more an attraction to the idea of her more than her herself. Does that make sense? Like,
yes,
like the best parts of that relationship I'd look fondly back on and kind of forget all the worst parts of that relationship and just kind of just, brush those aside and even think of more like, the reality of her not nearly compared to this kind of fantasy thing that I would think about. Does that make sense?
You know what it is?
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
Kennedy for Democrats and Reagan for Republicans
and Lincoln for everyone else.
and Lincoln for all people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the wigs, man. The wigs were my favorite.
They're pretty good, right? All that powder.
Wigs. Okay,
Anyway.
so you both answered perfectly, which is it's 2015. You probably haven't thought about these two people and what forever,
Mhm.
and I can ask you and you can conjure even this minute a reaction or a feeling, even if it's subtle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Brian, you it's like I fed you that because you said the right thing exactly, which is the fantasy elements can be pretty powerful. So there's a couple things happening. The first time we feel mutual affection, right? So there's crushes, and then there's wait, we both really like each other. That kind of first love, innocent for the most part feeling. You have no wiring for that in your head. You have no dedicated neurons to those feelings, that experience. And so it is fresh, and those sort of markings that those neurons leave are original prints. Okay. So you can think, oh, this is stupid. Why do I still think about this person? And she's only in her mid-20s, which is still a baby in some senses in this regard.
This potentially is like less than 15 years past for her, right?
Yes. And so, 12, she was with him for a couple of years, right? Did I get that wrong?
Yeah, something like that.
Let's see
Okay.
here. A
Before he
couple of
moved.
months he found out his father was being relocated.
Months. Probably felt like years because you're 15 and 12.
Well,
Exactly.
but over the years they tried to keep the flame alive. So yeah, so I mean,
that's
2 months in proximity, and years
Which
after.
is this
without proximity.
also a way to sort of strengthen the novelty of it and the
Yeah.
amazingness of it, because it's Romeo and Julieted a little bit by it's not
You don't have the
possible.
hard crushing reality of having this person in your life day after
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
dispelling
nose
the
in the
fantasy
lunchroom.
that you've created of them. Yes.
Exactly. So what she's experienced means nothing. It does not mean she doesn't love her husband. It does not mean she, like she said, that she would even want to be with this guy. Because what she is feeling feelings for or nostalgia for or dreaming about is that very deep place this person, sort of carved into her brain at a young age. And the younger, the more deeply sort of ingrained that might be. So not to say you can't have this similar, and the intensity, obviously. It's sort of how hard are you pushing with the pen when you're writing in your brain? Depends on, sort of the extent of the romance and the intensity, the time, and all of those things. So very normal, very, very, very normal. And what's interesting, and I read this while I was pregnant, but when women are pregnant, they often have crazy dreams, right? I had a dream I was in like an all adult women neighborhood gang, and we rode like little tricycles around and beat the crap out of children. That is the kind of thing I would dream when I was pregnant. I mean, I kept thinking I might be crazy. Something really is wrong with me. And it's because you've never had hormones like that before. Your brain has never gone to bed after having a day like that before. It's really weird. But often during that time, and this may be true for others, and I'll tell you another personal experience with this, is you're dreaming vividly, but you're also transitioning, right? You're transitioning from sort of a life without a child to a life with a child, and it feels like ending, and it's also a new beginning. And so often you will dream about old relationships, boyfriend, girlfriends, pretty common. Well, I guess men aren't pregnant, so, or, lesbian thing, whatever. But you're dreaming about those things are sort of getting conjured up. And I read an article about it because, of course, people are worried, like, am I still in love with that guy? And I'm having a baby with my new partner. And it just has more to do with the old tracks in your head that sort of chemically are getting released as you're facing change. So here's my example. My first love for how many years? I think, I don't know how old I am. Almost 20 years. Whenever I would face any kind of fear of rejection or I would feel vulnerable, because he dumped me. I'll share that with the world. So he dumped me. So in my dreams for 20 years, it wasn't all the time, but maybe once a year, I would dream about him coming back and rejecting me again.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know who it is.
Yeah, I do.
I'm sure he's not listening because he's a boring dentist now, and I'm sure he is not listening. But anyway.
Oh my God! I hope he's not Scott's.
He's not. Yeah, no doubt. This crown's gonna give me real hell. Let's just say that he has very specifically. This is really gross, but my daughter, who's just turning 22, on the 5th or whatever. Spit in his mouth once when she was a baby.
When she was a baby.
Yeah, he held her up like going, "Oh, goo, goo, goo," and she just let it rip, and he got a mouthful of her goo. It's hilarious.
And our sweet sister-in-law, only a few years ago, said to Adam, I really like you, but I still remember, and then named the other guy and said he was so great.
Oh, jeez.
She is so awkward. This is by the way, my Korean. It's my very Korean sister-in-law. She has no boundaries, and we love her for it. But that's what happens.
I always tell Adam, I'm like, you're great, but you know what? Who I really
You can't even hold a candle to.
And he was great. Anyway, so he dumps me, and then for 20 years, I have periodic dreams where he rejects me, and I didn't really know that's what was happening. But it would be like I had a huge paper due, or I had a presentation that was scaring me, or I started a new job, or I had things in my life that happen that are normal that made me a little nervous, and you were nervous about rejection or failing, and he would just show up in the dream and be like, "Hey, I know we're in the library from college. I'd like to tell you that I don't like you anymore." It was very awful, right?
Yeah.
So let me tell you the great ending to this, and she may never get this, but there's a way to kind of trick yourself into having this. So a couple years ago, Legoland, I have 4 kids, and I'm with Adam, obviously, and some friends, and we're in Legoland. We're going around, and all of a sudden, I see him. I have not seen him in 20 years.
Holy crap!
Right?
Yeah.
Well, 15, something like that.
Yeah.
And I talk to his wife. I talk to him. We have this sort of interaction. His wife is adorable.
Yeah.
I'm like, he married way above him.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. And he was so boring. I almost fell asleep talking to him. Like, so boring. And I thought, what happened to you? And then he starts to tell me he's a dentist. And then he's like, are they endodontists?
Oh, yeah, endodontists. Yeah, they do
root canals.
Yeah, root canals and implants and stuff like that. Yeah.
So he does root canals all day.
Yeah.
And he's telling me this, like, isn't that great? And I'm like, oh my gosh, we would be divorced if we had gotten married.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super boring. And then I kind of saw him peripherally the rest of the day, like playing on his phone while his kids were playing on rides. And I look over at Adam. Adam has barf on him because Pete had just spit up. And his hair's all like scawampus. He's a little fatter than he used to be. And I thought, oh my gosh, I made the best decision of my life.
Right,
like it was this really concrete moment that I don't know if everyone gets, but I didn't realize I needed it at all. But let me just say, that was 4 or 5 years ago. Not a single dream has he appeared since.
Wow.
There was something about the reality check of now that made the fantasy kind of go away.
It's like when you're sure that your high school or even your elementary playground was the most fantastic wonderland of experiences. And then we did this not long ago. I took the kids to my old schools as a way. It was kind of a way for me to sort of face them and get some closure. You've
been dreaming about that playground for a while.
I have, yeah.
Every time you've been bullied, you think back to that.
I have. I actually think about that place.
Playground was just awesome.
Because to me, it just was like this amazing place. And we went there, and it is a poop hole. It is small and dumb, and it's the same as it's ever been. And I don't know what I was thinking. But I no longer give a crap. Like, now I'm fine. I can move on. So I know it's not quite the same as like a life choice of who you're going to marry, but
some people love other people. Some people love slides.
Right.
Swings.
Playgrounds.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Monkey bars and all
Scott.
that. Yeah. That's the first time I ever heard the word penis. Some kid was yelling penis at the thing. And I also found this great little toy car that I still have in a box somewhere. And so it was a big deal for me for whatever reason. That was like one of my first imprinted locations. Like, this is an important social place. It's where, it's where leaders are made. People pick sides. It was a weird thing. So to go back there a few months, or it's been a couple of years now, was a real enlightening moment. I was like, this is just a dumb playground like anything else. And so I'm guessing in a similar way, you just needed to get it out of because that's what nostalgia is, right? It's all the things you want to remember that were great. You never remember the hard bits.
Right.
Or the things that may have been a warning sign or whatever. Like, if I think Reagan's awesome, it's because I'm not there anymore. Or I think, Kennedy was this flawless president. I'm not there. I wasn't there anyway. But that example I think holds. It's like you have this cleaned up version of what you think you had. And it's not that way until you.
Well, what if it? And this is just devil's advocate. There has to be something else that kind of pushes you away from it. Because what if you bump into that ex-girlfriend at the store and she looks amazing, like better than ever?
Which, by the way, I did at Legoland. I looked awesome.
There we go. So it has to be on one side or the other.
The best part was my friend was with me, and he walked away, and we started talking, and she's like, she is not a practicing therapist, but has training. And she said everything perfectly. She said, "You look amazing. Like, this is what if you were in the store with no makeup on and a screaming kid on your hip? Like, that would be the worst time. But this time, you're like fun mom and you look awesome." And I was like, yeah. And then she said, "And did you hear him bragging about being an endodontist?" And I'm like, "Why would you brag about that?" And she's like, "He was telling you he was rich."
Yeah, that's
and
what
I
he
was
was
like,
saying.
Yeah, that's all he's got.
Yeah.
Right?
And I did not hear that. I heard, "I'm boring," because I didn't know endodontists were rich. I'm not very smart. But she gave me this, she just helped me break it down. And it was so, and then Adam later was like, "Are you sad that I'm a little fat?" So he had his moment of like, oh, that guy's really successful and skinny and, he's rich. And I was like, did you talk to him? It was like talking to toast. Anyway.
Yeah.
So it was a nice closure moment. Now, I'm not sure she could have this moment. It was very accidental, right? And maybe she could get that. But then, so let's talk about what she can proactively do.
Before you go there, I wanted to say one thing. I wish to all high heaven at Legoland, you would have told his wife, I hope you enjoy kissing him. He's had baby drool in there. I wish you would have said that.
And that baby is 20 years old.
She's 20 years old and married. All right, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I should have. Dang it. Actually, I should. What I wanted to say to her was like, "I'm sorry. He was fun when I knew him." Anyway, she was very, very nice. But okay, so let's talk about what she can do. So if you think about, you can extrapolate from my story a little bit. I became aware why he would come into my dreams. And what's so funny is as soon as I really realized that, it wasn't as strong anymore. So she says, I dream about him all the time. Well, part of that is he is in her subconscious, and our subconscious grabs whoever to put into our dreams, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Think of like the random people who are in your dream, and when you wake up and you're trying to describe it, you're like, okay, it was Jim, but he was really supposed to be Mary. I'm not sure how that worked, but it made sense in the dream, but it doesn't make sense in real life. And I don't know about you guys, but I have friends from when I was 11 or 12. They're in my dreams all the time still.
Oh, weird.
Right? Like my subconscious picks those people that I've known for a long time to just play in my scenes in my dreams. So some of that is that really early imprinting of relationships, those early friendships, those early memories. And of course, all of those feelings that come with your first love, it's the intensity of that. If at 40 something we felt that same way, like, I think we might explode. Like, I don't know if we can even handle it.
Our young nubile bodies are well equipped to take care of
they can manage that kind of stress. And they have nothing to do. They don't have to pay the bills. I mean, it's the best time to fall in love when you have zero responsibility, right?
Sure.
So she can, I think the first thing that would be interesting is to pay attention to her dreams. Why is she dreaming about him? When do they seem to come? Look at the day she had. So she has a dream about him. What happens in the dream? Is, in my case, always rejecting you. Okay, well, think about your day. Was there vulnerability? Was there something? Or in the dream, is he doing everything romantically perfect, and that day you and your husband kind of had an off day? Or she has a child, and everyone plug your ears. It's really boring hanging out with a child sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So is there you had a super boring day or a hard day and kind of thought, man, being a mom is hard or something. And then you dream about him and it's this super fun, light, no responsibility kind of dream. So pay attention to this. I would not recommend anyone wake up every morning and write down their dreams unless you really want to start remembering everything you ever dream, because you can train yourself to literally never forget what you dreamed.
I draw down, I write down comic ideas I have in dreams, and almost always it's like 2 a.m. or something, and I'll write it down, and I'll get up in the morning and I'll go, all right, let's see what gold I mined during the night, and I'll look at it, and it's the worst, stupidest, dumbest ideas ever.
Right.
It's good. You're getting them all out.
What the hell does this mean?
Once in a while, it's funny. Once in a while, but very rarely. So,
right.
Yeah.
Because you're in another state of consciousness.
Sure.
That's right. Okay. So I don't want her to overly focus on the dream part, but just kind of pay attention, see, kind of what happens or whatnot. And then the next thing is going to sound weird. And I can guess this already. This is what I love about the listeners. They're all writing in this extra information they think I want.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But they always miss the thing I really want. What I really want to know is, does she talk to her husband about this experience? And there is something very powerful about taking it out of the secret realm and putting it into the sunlight and saying,
agreed. Totally agree with this.
Hey, honey, did you know I've been dreaming about Jim every day? And here's the thing, to recognize that it means nothing, because it doesn't. It means nothing. It doesn't mean you should be with him. It doesn't mean your life is wrong. It means that your subconscious is stupid and won't let something go because it's strongly held there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're 35, I promise, friend, it's over. It's not gonna. You'll have moment. It'll be you guys, right? Like, you can get to this place over time if you don't do two things. If you don't hyper focus on it and believe it's real and keep it secret. The secret part is what keeps it into fantasy and into the feeling realm. So just imagine you have to go tell your spouse all about your hot, sexy dream with Amy, Scott. I mean, what happens then?
Well, I don't ever have hot, sexy dreams. That was the problem with her, is she was
neither hot nor sexy.
Well, I got like 2 kisses out of her the entire time we were going out. And not that I was mining for more, but part of the attraction, I think was just her unobtainability.
Right.
And her parents being real fishy on me, but also her kind of buying into that. Well, my parents say, but and that feeling like, but it's now my goal to have you, and you must be mine. I think I cemented some of that crap into my head early.
I want the forbidden. Give me the forbidden.
The forbidden fruit. And I look back at like our prom pictures. She's kind of dopey looking. Like, there's nothing really. Like, there's nothing all that great. She was fine, I guess. I mean, whatever. I was definitely a dork in my white tux with my pink cummerbund like some kind of jackass. But all that stuff in retrospect, I don't know why there's still a little
oh my gosh
thing in my head.
Talk about PTSD. I just had it.
Well, you did? Why?
Yeah, well, it's that sweet initial. Oh, sorry, I was delayed. The pink cummerbund and the white tux.
It's bad. It's really bad. Good gosh.
Bad.
What was I doing? You saw it. You were.
What
you
were we
there.
all thinking?
Yeah, it was really bad. I had a mullet and that. It was really.
And a perm.
Yeah.
And a perm.
Yeah. Don't remind me. It's a terrible time. Never
Bad
forget.
decisions all around.
Yeah. What's the opposite of never forget? Is it always the please help me forget? Okay.
Yeah. Wipe this one memory out of my mind. Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
Anyway.
So if we have to sort of sum up what she can do, she can tell her husband about it and talk about how it's really meaningless, but it's happening. And, and there's a risk here, right? What if he's the super jealous kind, or that makes him really uncomfortable? Maybe pick your mother or your friend or someone to start that with. And then, feel like if you need to tell him, great. If you feel like it's going to sabotage your relationship with your husband, then don't do it. But get it out of your head, out of that dialogue in your head, and just share it with somebody else.
Yeah,
that takes some power.
Yeah.
When she talks to her husband about it, she's really got to put it in the framework of, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, because it doesn't mean anything to me, and kind of like make sure to preface it in a way that keeps him from getting on the defensive. Because if she approaches it kind of the way that she approached this email about, I'm thinking about him constantly, and I'm wondering if he's thinking about me as well. That part she might want to leave out until later conversations about it, and just say, I keep having these weird dreams about Jim, about David Lee. I don't know what
David Lee Roth.
He's a rocker, because
Well, we all have dreams about David Lee Roth.
Who doesn't, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I totally understand that. Here's the funny thing: when you say that, it makes me feel funny because I'm spoiled, I guess, in this way. It's like saying the word corruption as an American and not worrying about it. Like you were talking about earlier with the Syrian guy. Like for me, if I had a dream right now, let's say I fell asleep after the show and just had the most torrid, divorce-ready dream of all time, I'd go to Kim and go, dude, you got to hear this. And I would tell her the whole thing, and that's how it rolls. And it's never me going, well, I better hold back on this detail, or Kim might... Like, to me, that seems foreign. So when you say that, I think those are all really important cautionary things to do. But what I'm hoping is, at the end of all of this, if her husband and her are having a good relationship, that they, at the other end of this, will find a way to just be... It's got to be all or nothing, in my opinion. You got to be able to just share everything. Because if you can't,
but she can't. But I'm thinking she can't approach it like she did this email and say, and phrase it with the, I don't know. If you went to Kim and said, I just had this dream, that's one thing. If you went to Kim and said, this woman's been on my mind. I've been thinking about Amy nonstop, and
you're right. You're right about that.
Really different. Yeah.
Very different.
Always on the corners of my mind.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But I see what but definitely, I think, but definitely talking to him about it is the way to go for sure.
Sure.
And the goal is for the feelings and the sort of everything to turn from immediate feelings or intense feelings to sort of fluffy nostalgia, right? You don't want to have him removed from your brain forever. Speaking of, have you guys seen The Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind?
Yes, I have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's that same idea that, like, it hurts so bad, I just want to forget this person.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want them erased. And you can see how very tempting that kind of medical procedure would be when you're in such agony, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you take this kind of circumstance. It's a part of your life. It's a really important developmental part of your life.
Right.
You need to find the shelf that it belongs on. And the way to not find that shelf is to brood over it, to use his description, and to keep it secret and see if there's meaning in it. Because we tend to, and this is a good thing, if I feel something a lot, I need to think there's meaning behind that, right?
Sure,
That's an important quality to assess what's going on if I feel this all the time. But this is one of those things that's just a trick. Like, it's the brain tricking you into, this is so important. Pay attention. It must mean something. And it just plain doesn't. Oh, here's Pete. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hey, Pete.
Can you say hi to everyone?
Hi.
Hey, is he speaking Swedish yet, or is he all English still?
Did you speak Swedish?
Nope.
Nope.
But I speak English.
I just speak English.
He's a rebel, man.
Okay.
You can't put him in a corner. No round peg, square hole with him, I'll tell you that.
All of my kids, if I speak Swedish to them, they say, "Mom, stop it. Only English."
Wow.
You're tired? Okay. Just lay down. Okay.
Aw.
He's such a cutie. Everyone misses him.
Oh, he is cute. You can have him.
Okay. Bring him back. Bring him in July. We'll take care of it. We got it.
Yeah, please.
Put him in a bag. He'll be fine. He's had his
Put him in a
guts.
bag.
He's had his
Someone
guts on the
feed him.
outside. He's had worse.
Right. He can fly solo on a plane.
Sure.
Yeah, he's great.
All right. Well, I feel like we've given the path. Any other homework for this person that they should do?
Yeah, tell someone, get it out of the secret realm, and pay attention to the dream to see if it has the meaning is more about that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, if you dream about someone, so I have a friend, we've been friends forever. She's in my dream like almost every other night.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always in my dream. She's always a character. But I don't have any feelings about her, right? Not mad at her. I don't, so the intensity of knowing she was in my dream is okay. All right. Sorry. Or, but if it's that guy that's, your first love and you're not connected at all anymore, it feels so much more intense. So the other thing is to kind of pay attention to who else is in your dream, and then see how it applies to your day. And that's all. Is you're basically doing a sort of a neuroscientist experiment here. Interesting that this is happening, not what does this mean?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
We're going to apply the scientific method.
And there's so much fantasy surrounding it. It's just so because it's funny this is all coming up. I just looked at trying to figure out what the next high school reunion stuff is happening for my year. And I'm looking at this big group of girls who at the time were the popular, good-looking cheerleader pep squad chicks who everybody wanted to date. Nobody felt like they could. They felt like these unreachable beings of higher existence, right? And you just were like, whoa. And there they all are in their mid-40s, just looking like average folk, like there she is at Walmart kind of stuff. And it really hit me. I was like, when you're a kid, this stuff wires so funny because in your world, they're so big and important. And later on, it's just like, eh. And the only problem here is you just haven't had that moment where you've seen him for what he is. And it isn't a bad thing that he is or who he's become. It's just seeing it for who he is. You got to see the boring dentist at freaking Legoland before you can move on. That's really it. So
who plays on his phone and not plays with his kids.
Yeah.
While you look at your adorable husband who has barf on his shoulder and is changing a diaper and laughing, and you're like, hallelujah.
Yeah.
But then what that did was just sort of sink into my subconscious.
Yeah.
So she's saying, how do I rewire this subconscious? Well, you do it by the things we've talked about, kind of the reality checking. And then really the best thing you can do is have a kick butt marriage.
Yeah.
Enjoy your children. And give that energy there, and then time will make this go away on its own anyway. But, there are some things she can do sort of up to that moment. And in some ways, maybe this is because I'm getting old and you get a little more nostalgic, but you're sort of like, it's kind of fun to think back about that, to know you felt those things or to have had those experiences. Because, you just go to work and go home now.
No, they're formative.
Not exciting.
They're formative. There's a reason why all those John Hughes movies mean so much to my generation.
Yeah,
it's because they spoke directly to that. Who am I? How do I identify? Where do I fit? What is that feeling that I'm feeling? And he did that with his movies in a way that nobody else did then.
Right.
I'm not sure adults gave two craps about what John Hughes was doing at the time, but for me. And for Brian and for people our age, I mean, my gosh, he was like the dude on the hills spreading wisdom. He was the Dalai Lama of our time. So it's just that there's a reason that time is so intense, and it's not a bad thing.
And maybe this is another random idea she could try. Go find an old lady to talk to. Like, I promise you, they have time. They have time.
Yeah.
You just go find one in the store, help her find some things on a shelf. And then ask her about her life a little bit. Just say, oh, do you have any children? Or, because you have a baby, you might be talking about that or something. And just throw in or it could be a grandma, someone you know well. And just say, tell me about your first love.
Mm-hmm.
And you can watch someone's face alter right there 80 years later.
Yep.
Because, but just what you can learn is you'll survive.
Yeah.
And it's going to go away, and it needs a place on the shelf. Like, it's appropriate to have in your life as part of your story. But if it's bugging you, then, it's probably time to do a little something about it.
Sure. So take it out of the secret realm, number one. Number two, go find an old lady. They're perfect.
Totally.
I love it. This is a perfect two-pronged approach.
to everything, every problem you have.
Good stuff. I hope we hear back from this person. I'd like to know how things go. Wendy, I hope things are going well there. Do you have anything to pimp? I know Instagram.com/Wendy Dunford is a very fun thing to do, so go follow her there.
Yes, very fun. And you know what I've realized? I've read the minds of all Instagram followers. By the way, every new person that follows me, I go look at all of their pictures.
Oh my gosh.
So not maybe all of them, but like 5,
Is this the kind of person I want following me?
No, it's because they come in so slowly. There's like one and then maybe another one 2 days later or something.
Sure.
So I just kind of look through it if I can see the pictures. There are a lot of pictures of people's dogs and cats.
And food.
And food. And
food. Welcome to social networking 2015. It's all food.
Beer bottles.
Yeah.
Like the cool beer label or whatever. But okay, so there's that. But then the other thing I realized is people just want beautiful scenery. I get all the likes if it's a pretty picture.
Yeah, like a
if
forest.
It's something super cool and funny. They're like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But it's like a lake or a forest or something. You get all the likes. Yeah, it's weird. I never know what's going to
That's all you're getting, people, is you're getting lake pictures from now on.
Yeah.
Just lakes and scenery.
Yeah.
Stuff you'll find on the postcard rack.
Yep.
Fine.
And if you're snapping shots of your junk, don't follow Wendy, okay? All right.
Oh, please don't.
She will analyze you. Also, Instagram will boot you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Yeah, all right.
Wendy, take it easy. Have a great week, and we'll do this again next week. Bye. All right. Good stuff from Wendy. Let's rip through some emails briefly.
Sounds good.
And
that was fun, actually. That was
it's a good topic, right?
That was a good topic.
It brought me back in some ways.
Yeah.
Let's do some
now
emails.
You're going to dream about Amy.
Oh, no.
I know it. You're going to dream because you thought a little bit about her today during this segment. So
I kind of did.
Dream about her.
You know what's funny?
She's going to be going, Cheeto, 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 Cheeto.
You know what's funny is I don't remember her last name at all.
Oh, really?
I don't. I think Smart maybe or
Amy Smart? I don't think it was Amy Smart.
No, but see, why is that jumping in my head? Some famous Amy Smart, right?
I think you did. I think we figured it all out.
Who is Amy Smart? Oh, she's that actress.
She's that really cute actress who was in Road Trip and
Crank.
Crank and It's a Mad Mad. Well, not It's a Mad Mad World, but the one that was like that, but with today's actors.
What did I just see her in? She was just in Justified. She was great in season 5.
Oh, she was good in Justified. Yeah.
Yeah, she was the what do you call it? The lady. Anyway,
the lady. Yeah, mine was Kim Hamilton. Still remember her name very well because we lived together for a while in college.
Maybe it was Amy Adams, but that's also an actress.
Yeah, well, it probably wasn't Amy Adams either.
I'm not sure.
Let's get Amy Schumer out of the way too, because I don't think it was her.
Brighton High School. I know I can find this. I know it. You know what? It may have been Amy Adams. Like that may be literally her last name.
Right.
Oh, you know what? I
maybe
think it is.
Amy Mann. You think it was Amy Mann? Maybe could have been Amy Mann.
I think I found it. I think that's her.
Oh, would you find her on Facebook?
It's Amy Adams. Yep. Amy Adams Faust is her
now
name.
You have to put a link. Where's the link?
Let me make sure this. I'm trying to find some photos just to make 100% positive this is her face. Let's see. Oh, crap, I can't tell for sure. She looks. If that's her, she looks a lot different now. But it was 87. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Now I'm kind of obsessed with it. Let's do emails. Oh, they're brought to you by somebody. Who are they brought to you by?
Brought to you by, are you interested in live action role play?
Yes.
You know what the kids call LARP? Do you have questions but you were too afraid to ask?
Yes.
This episode, we discuss sex scenes in LARP and if they're a good idea. Not as bad as it sounds, honest. Then come and join Stuart, Robert, and Luke as we delve into the news and mysteries of LARP and have a giggle along the way. Join us at larpbook.com and download the podcast at larpbook.podbean.com or find us on iTunes under LARP Books.
Sex scenes in LARPing?
Sex scenes in LARP.
I don't know, man.
So you're doing your fight, your battle out in the park.
Yeah. At the public park.
Fireball.
Fireball, you're hot. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Kyle, you're queer. Black listener wrote in. He is a queer black listener. He says, I didn't mean Kyle, you're queer.
I know the pause after the comma pause right there was a little bit threw me off.
Yeah, there's no apostrophe RE. It's your
Kyle,
possessive.
comma,
right.
Your queer black listener is how we probably should have written that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, Kyle, your queer black listener. Also, he says this. Oh, so interested to hear you and Justin talk about Snoop and Lee, meaning Lee Daniels.
Oh, yeah, right.
Interesting to hear white guy's perspective. Thanks for being respectful. Lee Daniels had to call his movie Lee Daniels the Butler because someone else owned the rights to The Butler. He wasn't trying to be an ass or anything. Yeah, you guys should check out Empire. It's in the same vein as Nashville, a soapy drama. Just with black people and rap instead of country music. Hug a Negro. Kyle, your queer black listener. I'm totally gonna watch Empire. It fits my vision of what is acceptable for me as soapy goes. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with what this represents, so I'm in. I'll watch it. Tracer Rec from the Tadpole wrote in. Hey Scott, listening to today's show, and I thought I would share my dentist trip on Monday. So he went in Monday. Okay. I cracked a molar last week and set up the appointment. They said it was going to need a filling. As soon as the doc checked the tooth out, he said it wasn't good, and he was going to have to drill in to see how bad it was. So it may have been fractured all the way through. Yeah. Let's see.
Well, I guess it was good, but since I've drilled this big hole into it, now it's bad.
Yeah, right. He says he then reached for what looked like a foot-long needle. I know they look long, but they're not that long. That was absolutely going to hit my jugular. After a few minutes, I heard the drill start up, and he asked if I was numb. With most of his hand in my mouth, I replied, "Yep." Come to find out 15 seconds later, I wasn't. It wasn't even close to numb as I should have been. As soon as that drill hit what I think he called the pulp chamber. Oof. I think that is what they call it. I felt it's the pulpy part beneath the enamel. Yeah. He says, I felt the most agonizing pain of my life, and I remembered why I fear dentist trips. 2 additional needles, and I was finally numb. After a pulp extraction, I found myself at the front desk scheduling a root freaking canal for the next week. I should have let them gas me. Tracker wreck from the Tadpole. All right, man. I feel your pain.
Jeez.
If it makes you feel any better, this is the weird bit. The tooth they did for me for the last year has had exposed pulp chamber.
Oh, God. But so any cold or hot or
no, that's
whatever.
the thing. It never hurts. It never bothers me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the doctor was a little surprised by that. He says, yeah, that's a little bit weird. What he said is probably the cause of that is what happens is, he says the mouth is an amazing thing. Your nerves actually retract and move away from pain. So when that's like that and exposed, likely what happened is my nerves went kind of like sucked in like a naked man in a cold pool. Let's put it that way. There was shrinkage,
right?
And the nerve pulled back. And I said, is it weird that I could even have ice and extreme cold and hot there and it wouldn't bother me? He says, yeah, it's totally. Some people get it that way, but it's pretty weird that you did. So anyway, I feel your pain, buddy. I've been there. I got to do it in another couple of weeks for another whole tooth. So I'm with you. I feel for you. And root canals, they never went well for me. The one root canal I have now represents a giant hole in my mouth. I don't have a tooth there anymore. So, welcome to my world.
Ugh.
Final email. Gem5x5 wrote in. Says, Dear Sausage and Blood Pudding, I think I can clear up the whole LGBT versus GLBT confusion. He says, it's bacon, then lettuce, then tomato. Always has been, always will be. Drop the snow globe, Gem. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank goodness that's solved.
It's all cleared up. It's all cleared up.
Yes. So it's GBLT.
GBLT. You know what? A BLT sounds really good right now.
It does sound really good.
Jimmy John's.
Although, I've got to take this over to the UPS store, and there just happens to be a Taco Bell in the same parking lot as the UPS store. So
that's a good excuse. Taco Bell never hurt nobody, except all the time.
Well, you get the chicken. Get the chicken stuff.
Chicken's all right. All right. Is Cleo in the thing? She's in the thing?
She is, yeah.
Let's get her in here then.
Oh, my secret crush, Cleo, that I can't get off my mind.
Nerdtacular. That's where you can find out if this is real or not.
That's right.
Cleo, she's ringing. I see white dots.
Well, hi.
Oh, hi. Good morning.
Oh, hi.
Hola. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. You have a cold, it sounds like. You all right over there?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm working through something.
Aren't we all at one point or another?
Yeah, issues.
Well,
hot
Cleo.
Toddies.
Yeah, hot toddies. That's a good idea. Lemon. No. What was the thing they told me?
Whiskey, lemon, and honey.
I don't know about the whiskey part. I had a tea thing that someone in the Tadpole recommended when I had that bad thing, and it did help. It helped a lot, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was, though. Anyway.
That's helpful. Thanks.
Well, it was a month. It was a month ago, and that's as far as my memory goes.
I had this thing, and it was great, and I can't remember what it is, so too bad for you.
Maybe it was
Good times.
Yeah. Oh, well. Hey, Cleo, what happened funny this week?
well, let's get into it, shall we? When you were making comments about television shows of the 80s,
Yeah.
and you said it's all about a period piece, some people said period piece is my Spice Girls cover band.
Oh, jeez.
Several people went there.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
Good
Facebook
times.
made a sound. Go ahead.
And let's see what else we got here. When you were talking about Empire with Justin, I commented that Scott's only connection to the streets is actually Google Maps. And somebody, ICU said Scott doesn't even let his GPS enter night mode.
Oh. That's pretty good.
Oh,
That's pretty
horrible.
good. Yeah, it's terrible.
Let's see what we got here. And we got 2 polls from the Tadpool Facebook page this week. Favorite pizza delivered to the Vatican was pepperoni. That was pretty good.
Pepperoni.
Yep.
It was, yeah.
With Swiss cheese because it's extra holy.
Yeah, of course.
And considering the number of males in the church hierarchy, we expect he's a big fan of the sausage.
Ah, nice. Take that, Catholic fans. Send your emails
That's
in. Yeah. All right.
I'm going to hell. Okay. Let's see. We also decided that Chokies is a horrible name for a kid's snack food, and I asked for other bad names that people could come up with. Some people said Heimlichers, which probably not very good.
No.
There is actually something out there called bug juice, which is gross.
No.
It's like a little like Kool-Aid type thing you can get at gas stations. Yes, I've bought it for my children.
It's
I'm a
like those
horrible parent.
packets of
Anyway,
blood and urine that we drank at Nerdtacular last time. That were
Yeah.
like candy flavored liquid, but it was like in a vial.
Yeah, it was bad.
that I provided, I might add.
Yeah.
Oh, was that you?
Was it you?
Yeah, it was me.
That's the only
I'm a
reason I
horrible
trusted
person.
it. It's the only reason I trusted it because I knew you wouldn't
That's
kill us.
why.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
It's the
We need
only time
something
you'll
with
ever
that
trust me to feed you
yogurt
urine.
soda
That's good.
flavor out of our mouth.
Blah, blah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
There's something called midget gems, which is a little rough around the edges. And there's something here that I'm going to link. Again, excellent radio. It's going to go into the chat room here as soon as I can get it to link.
All right.
Somebody sent me this, and I think you just got it. Did it go in there?
It did not go in there.
It did
It
not
did not go in there. Let me see if I can get it to go again. Computering.
Copy and
My
paste.
forte, clearly.
Copy
over
and
the
paste.
IRC chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it over the IRC chat. It's not coming up. Anyway, okay, we'll see if I can do it over Skype then.
All right.
No, I can't because I'm on my phone. Anyway, it was a bag of something. And, oh, there it is.
Oh, there.
And it was called Only Puke.
Oh my
Honest
gosh.
to God, that was the name of it. It was horrible.
Wow.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
I said, there's no way. It was an Asian food. I'm sure somebody will try and find some for the show.
Yeah, and I've seen this somewhere. We saw. Oh, there it is.
A BuzzFeed article or something.
You want to laugh your head off at your results? Go to Google image search only puke, and then what you get is hilarious because it's only
Really?
this product repeated 100 times. Like it's. Isn't that great?
It's all the same photo.
yeah.
You never get Google image search results. That's all the same photos in different resolutions and sizes.
Yeah, it's incredible. It is maybe the
I thought
greatest
this
thing.
was going to be a bunch of college kids doing bad things, but yeah, the same picture over and over again.
This thing is so rare. There's only one picture of it ever. It's like taking a picture of Bigfoot. It's always going to be that same.
Yeah.
Same fuzzy in the woods Bigfoot picture.
That's amazing. That's really incredible.
That's horrible.
Ignore that.
So that's not good
I just
for
put the wrong link in their chat room. I was trying to put the link of this image, but just go search for it and search only puking images, and that's all you'll get. That's amazing. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
It's a big bag of gross.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got this week,
Well,
kids.
there you have it, everybody. Cleo, I hope you're having a good week. I hope you get over whatever it is you're fighting.
Yeah, you know, when you have toddlers, you get crap.
That's true. That's how you keep up. That's how they build their initial immune system, and that's how you keep yours up. Or it'll kill you. One or the other.
Yep, one or the other.
Grim.
All right, off to have whiskey.
Bye now. All you had to do is give her the idea, and she's out.
That's right. That's what my grandmother used to do. It was black. What is that? Black something tea. Black
tar.
Black tar tea. It was the tea, and then you put whiskey, lemon, and honey in it, and boom, you forget all about the cold.
So here's some something I haven't told you guys about. Nick about a month ago got ringworm. If you've ever heard of that, it's not as bad as it sounds. It's like a skin rash, aka infection thing that's basically just a fungal thing. You're supposed to just put cream on it. Yeah. But it's not an actual worm. There's no such thing as that. But it looks, the reason it got that is because it looks like a ring, kind of creates like a red ring.
Circular red mark, around
Yeah,
it.
we thought we helped him out, got him the stuff, cleared up on him. Now I have it.
Oh no!
Right here on this arm, you can't hardly see it. I think I may have to get some cream of my own.
Scott got a case of the ringworm.
I got a bit of the ringworm while I was trying to look for those guns. Oh, man. That actually hurt my Novocaine hole to do the guns.
Ow.
Hey, all right.
Novocaine hole.
Novocaine hole.
I love cover band.
Nice one. Frogpants.com/TMS is our website. Tonight, thanks to your help over at patreon.com/TMS, we will be here for a PM edition of the show for real this time. No client business should be getting in the way. That will happen. We'll have Dan with us, and that'll happen tonight at 4:30 Mountain Time. So come on back for the 5th edition of the show this week. Frogpants.com/TMS for details. Email us, themorningstream@gmail.com. Phone call us. Did that again. Leave us a voicemail. I don't know why I say that.
Call us with your telephone device.
Pick up your phone and phone call us at 801-471-0462. That's 801-471-0GOB. If you want to find us on Twitter, you can. Coverville, Scott Johnson, and Morning Stream. Tomorrow we'll have Dan Benjamin from the 5x5 Network with us on Current Geek. That'll be fun. There'll also be an episode of The Instance in the morning. And don't forget to tune in for the NVIDIA show live at 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Mountain. That's 3 to 6 Pacific at twitch.tv/NVIDIA, where I will be hosting a number of guests and playing some games and covering some news. So that'll be fun.
Yay!
Episode 2 will be that day. And no,
Can't
it's
wait.
not being recorded anywhere because I'm not in charge of that. They're doing that. I guess it's recorded on the site, so you can watch the archive at nvidia.com/NVIDIA.
You usually get archives for a couple weeks on Twitch. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. We're having a good time over there.
Episode 1 was great. I can't wait to listen to episode 2.
Yeah, and I got to get you. I want to have you on proper as a guest one of these weeks where we just talk about what makes Brian's gaming world tick.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be pet battles. That just was my.
It can be anything.
I haven't battled a single pet in like days.
Oh my gosh,
I've been so busy.
You're off the wagon now.
Yeah.
Or on the wagon? No, whatever. You're off the wagon. You're off the wagon, right? Yeah, because if you're on the wagon, you're doing the drugs. If you're off the wagon, you're not doing the drugs.
No, I thought it was the other way around. Once you fall, like the wagon is the straight and narrow, and once you fall off the wagon, then you're doing the drugs.
It's from my dad. He used to say, "Early to rise, go to bed makes a man walk the dog twice." You know, whatever. He never got that stuff right. That's it. We're out. Let's do music. You got songs?
I'm going to do a quick plug too.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Tomorrow, next episode of Lyrics Undercover. This is your free one. And it is going to be Hosier, Take Me to Church. Find out the story behind Hosier. Actually, just celebrated like his 25th birthday. Way young, this guy, this Hosier guy. So find out the story behind Take Me to Church. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Yeah, I want to know now.
And
but I'll have to wait till
thanks
tomorrow.
to Mara and Vincent for putting that together. LyricsUndercover.com.
All right, I'm in. Now do some music.
Now some music. Dear Master Jedi and Sith Lord, I would like to request a song from my nephew's